Thank you for making it this way. Thank you very much. Very much.
So last year when I was here with the team that was vaccinated against rabies, I came into it and I thought first of all, there's this very obvious need for engineering because the wind turbines weren't, linked to anything, and there wasn't any kind of dental services. So I thought, well, the engineering department could get involved and our dental hygiene department, and got excited about what NEU could do. And we had the Dean of Engineering who was willing to support some students, and I was willing as the Dean of Health and Human Services to support some students. And then Dean Stevenson said, well, I know what we could do. We could get students from our Sustainable Communities program to go.
I'm specifically here in order to do a community assessment in looking at the kind of needs that are here in the community by talking to people and asking them what kinds of things they are lacking. People have been incredibly kind and welcoming and allowing us to come into their homes and allowing us to ask questions about resources, about water, about toilet facilities, about food production, agriculture, about healthcare and health needs in the community. And we're collecting all that information so that we can go back to NAU, analyze it, look at what people said and what the needs in the community are, and then maybe bring folks that can target those needs.
In chemicals, every year, the cost of production going up, the fertility is going down. We are destroying all the microclimates of the soils and all this. But the farmers are not so educated. So we try to grow like potato and buckwheat, mustards.
Trying to figure out how to help them produce more organic food, which is a need that's up here. Figuring out ways to have yields that are sustainable over long periods of time in terms of agriculture.
One of the things that brought me to the school is that it focuses on this idea of sustainability, but it doesn't do it through a purely economic sense. The sustainable focus is more on more from an environmental and social justice perspective. Working in the field, right, giving it a whole new meaning as we're sitting on these piles of crops, as tractors or whatever working behind us. So.
Yes. On that time, our ancestors or our grandfathers don't know about the using chemicals will affect after 30 years.
I think that the problems in the world are so large that sometimes we can get a little bit discouraged because we feel like we don't have power. But we can do little things, and we can come out, thousands of miles away from our homes and deliver a little bit of healthcare, a little bit of love, and make a little bit of difference.
I am a medical anthropologist by training, so the idea was to help develop a baseline data set to understand the health of the local community and comparing it to the Tibetan refugee community.
So I am the faculty mentor for the engineering team, and our mission on this trip was to design a renewable power system for the camp. I had 2 students, and we worked together to design the system for Mainpat, and then we raised the funds locally in Flagstaff from a combination of private and business donors. The equipment was supposed to be here, and much to our chagrin when we got here, it was not. And so the refrain I keep hearing is, this is India. So our team was a little bit frustrated by the fact that we didn't have the equipment.
Not only did our stuff not show up, but we weren't able to apply our knowledge. Totally ready for it to get here and hit the ground running and throw this thing up and have somebody flip a light switch and the lights come on and they never go out and everybody's excited. And then we get here and our stuff's in customs and it's not going to be here for another week, and then it's going to take another week for somebody else to come and install it.
Really what we've tried to do is keep ourselves busy We spoke with Rinpoche about, what engineering needs he has.
Then that could be copied to all the separate camps.
According to Indian standard supply system.
I'm really interested in what the other teams are doing, so Leaf and I spent the day yesterday working with the medical and vet teams, just helping out there where we could. The Wednesday prior to us leaving, we set up hospice for my mom at their house in Flagstaff. And my mom was really excited about this trip from the very beginning. She just thought it was so wonderful. And not having really ever been here and knowing very little about Tibetan Buddhism, just the very basic understanding she had of it, she was just fascinated by the whole thing. I would have stayed in Flagstaff with my mom to the end had she not insisted that I go. And then I found out by an email that my mom had passed away on Sunday morning when we were in New Delhi. I think intuition-wise, I felt like I needed to keep going. And just seeing the great work that everybody's doing and seeing how important ultimately renewable power will be for these folks and how committed they are to it. But then just hearing the words of the Rinpoche saying that it's no coincidence that my mom insisted that I go.
Every man's responsibilities of this era, this 21st century of the eras, human beings' responsibility is not to chop any trees, but put 10 trees, each person is responsible.
When I sit back and look, what is the most exciting to me is the students, and I see them growing so much, and I just think they'll go back and they'll never be the same, and that this will have made a positive impact. And so that's what I'm always watching and thinking. I'm fortunate to have had an opportunity to make that happen for them.
I've been a faculty member at Northern Arizona University for 25 years. When we came, we had no idea what we would find here, so it was kind of to do what dentistry we could and plan for the future, kind of figure out what the needs are here, and we've got a better idea for the future.
I heard about it and I was like, I'm going. I've learned a lot of stuff that we normally only see in textbooks, things that you see in textbooks and you wonder like, I'm never going to see that in real life, but you do. You see it here. I can't really do anything to help some people, but I think that if we could get more prevention here, I think it'd be really helpful.
We've kind of had to just wing it sometimes, putting patients on plastic lunch tables or putting them on benches or wherever we can get them laid back in a semi-comfortable position.
When they come and took out my teeth and they gave me a medicine for blood pressure high because I have a problem of blood pressure high, and those are really, I say, much thanks.
It's incredible people here. I love the Tibetans. I want to come back when I die as a Tibetan.
Next year, hopefully, we can involve all the different aspects of NEU, and my goal is that we bring students here, and all the students have to be able to give something to the community, not just study people, but contribute something. And so we bring our people here to contribute something. We learn a great deal from the Tibetans, and then it's my goal that you'll all learn from each other.
It's an incredible program, and I think and one of the things that makes it so incredible is how passionate and dedicated and hardworking everyone in the program seems to be.
If anybody watching this has half a chance to get here and help, they need it, and they will appreciate it more than anything else.
I don't want to leave because I feel like there's still so much to do. Going to the meditations in the morning with the Rinpoche has been very, I feel like a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yeah, I think that I'm bringing something, we brought something here to Mainpat, and I definitely think I'm going to be bringing something back from Mainpat. Yeah.